Hello and welcome to today's video. Today, we are taking a look at my thoughts on what cities should have expansion teams in the Overwatch League for the 2020 season. Now, it's not confirmed they're doing expansion teams, and it's also relatively early into the 2019 season to be looking ahead at the 2020 season expansion teams, all that. But I feel like we should do that. So, to start, I went with 6 because I know that they wanted to have 6 expansion teams last season and went with 8. The other reason why I went with 6 was because I know that they want to be close to 30 teams to align with most of the American sports leagues. And that being MLB, which has 32 or 30 teams, I believe. Basketball, NBA, that has 30. NFL, that has 32, and I believe hockey, which is the other one. I don't follow hockey, so I wouldn't know, but I believe that has 31. So they want to align somewhere around 30 to 32 teams. Right now being at 20, I figure 6 is a good number to go with. Get up to 26 for the third season, the 2020 season. So I went through, I picked some of the teams from previous videos that I talked about, or previous cities that I talked about, saying, oh, there should be a team here or here. So we did that, and I also want to try to get a couple in Europe, so half the teams are in Europe. And I also want to try to stay away from America, so we only have 1 team in America. And then we have 2 in Asia, so that's how it works. But the thing was, America, there's so many teams in America already that I really didn't want to keep adding more. But there's just one state that's been standing out to me that needs a team, and I was sort of like, why didn't they do that last time? We have Washington, D.C. Like, really? I know that's not like Blizzard's decisions. People don't invest. They're the ones making the decision. But these are just cities that I think should have teams. So we're going to go on the list, or we're going to start with America. My one pick is Seattle. Seattle seems like the type of place that just likes that stuff. You know, they're into like that tech stuff. And I feel like having a professional esports league team in the city would make sense. Seattle's a very interesting place with sports. And, yeah, that's the thing. I feel like Seattle's just got some... They have some sports, but I feel like an esports team would really go in there and have Overwatch League. I think that'd be good in Seattle. Then we go to the 2 cities that I picked in Asia. I know that there's a lot of teams in China as well, not nearly as many as we have in America. But I feel like China should have another team, and that should be Beijing. I don't know why Beijing doesn't have a team. Because you got these other cities that they're big cities in China, but a lot of the stuff of the league is marketing cities of the world. But again, China's different. They market within China. There's so many people that they can do that. So having Shanghai, Chengdu, Hangzhou, and Guangzhou, I feel like they should have Beijing in there as well. Is that the biggest city in China? I feel like it is. Just because it's the capital, is it the biggest? I don't know. But either way, the capital of China should have a team. And sticking with cities in Asia that are capitals, why not finish off the 3 biggest countries in Asia capital thing with Tokyo? I feel like Japan should have a team as well. So, yeah, put one in Tokyo. So that way you could have all 3 big cities, or big countries, and when I say big, like economically, big countries in Asia, and they can all have their capital cities. So you can have Seoul, Tokyo, and Beijing. Why not? Alright, then we're going to move to Europe. Europe has only 2 teams right now, considering it's a big continent. To only have 2 teams, a lot of different cities. It's kind of weird. Obviously having London in the UK, and then Paris in France. We're going to add 3 more here on my list. First, we're going to start with Berlin. We'll start with Germany. Germany is one of the bigger cities, or bigger countries. Berlin's a big city within that big country. So, why not have Berlin as a place that has a team? You know, a lot of this are like the really, really big cities. I'm sure there's other cities, and I know there's other cities that could have teams, but I just went with like, within a country, if we're doing one team, pick the biggest city, you know what I mean? You know, or pick one of the two biggest ones. That'd be kind of the thing. Most countries you want to pick one of the two big ones if you're only doing one team. Like if somebody asked me, you get to have one team in all of America, it's either gonna be New York or Los Angeles. Like it's that type of thing. So I just went and looked at other countries and picked the biggest one. I know there's other ones you can pick within these, but these are just the ones I picked. It's more the country having a new team than anything. Besides Seattle and Beijing, those countries that their cities are, the countries that those cities are in already have teams. So those are more specific. But these other ones, you know, just to have a team in Japan, have a team in Germany. The next one is Moscow. Put a team in Russia. Why not? Russia's a really big country, obviously. But you know, why not have a team in Russia? Add to the list of teams that are within Europe. With a team in Moscow. Again, there's other big cities in Russia to pick from. But, you know, I just picked Moscow because it's the capital and it's really big. And then the next one we have is Madrid. We're going to put Spain in here. Why not? I don't know. Is Madrid the capital of Spain? I just looked up European cities. I should have looked more into that one. I knew all the other ones, but I don't know Spain. But Madrid, I know, is a city in Spain. And I figure, you know, put a team in Spain. The other things I was thinking of city-wise for just in the world in general, I did have Montreal for Canada. But I figure Montreal, Toronto, they're relatively near each other, city-wise. But again, it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of cities within America in the Overwatch League that have teams right near each other, so, you know. So, I mean, that's another option, but I didn't put that on my list. I was thinking South America, maybe you could do one in Brazil, you could do one in, like, Rio de Janeiro, I don't know, just listing places in Brazil. You know, the team in South America, you could do a team in like Mexico as well. Obviously it's not South America, but still thinking of countries. Maybe like Mexico City, something like that. But the ones I've listed that I think should have teams for the 2020 season are Seattle, Beijing, Tokyo, Berlin, Moscow, and Madrid. So I hope everybody enjoyed today's video. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah.